Hey everyone, I'm Ryan, you're watching 60 Cycle Hum, and in this video I'm going to revisit something I was doing in my last video. I was comparing the Strymon IRIDIUM to the HX Stomp, and for a hot minute I was hitting them both with a super big boost from this Teisco boost here. And in the moment, and in post when I was editing it, I was shocked at how much I loved the sound of the Strymon getting hit with that boost. It just was musical. And it sounded a way you would want like an amp to sound when you hit it with a boost. It saturated, it got more driven, obviously. It didn't fall apart and like feel like you were breaking something. It sounded like an amp. The thing I keep saying about the IRIDIUM is that it sounds like I've got my Princeton in an isolation cab with a condenser mic on it or something like that. So I want to explore that concept more. I've got the Teisco back, of course, because it sounded so good yesterday. I've got the Deep 6 compressor by Walrus Audio because I want to see what happens when you push a boosted compression into the IRIDIUM. And then I've got the Mojo Hand Sacred Cow, which is a KLONE clone. This is the KLONE clone I keep around because it just vibes with me. I like this one. So anyways, let's get into it. Here's my dry signal, everything off. I'm running straight into my Zoom H6 here. I'm monitoring through the headphone jack of the IRIDIUM. People keep asking me, by the way, Ryan, how does the headphone jack sound? Does it sound as good as, you know, the regular outs on the IRIDIUM? The thing I keep having to say is it's gonna depend on your headphones. It's basically the same signal, just out of a headphone jack. If your headphones suck, it's gonna sound sucky. If you got good headphones, it's gonna sound just fine. I use these Sennheiser HD300 Pros. To me, these are expensive headphones. They're like $200 or something like that. To you, that might not be expensive. To you, it might be very expensive. Either way, I'll put a link down below if you're curious and want to check them out. Okay, here is that dry signal, and then we'll get into it. I was really hitting the limiter on the recorder there. All right, here is the IRIDIUM on the Deluxe Reverb amp and cab setting. It cleans up when you play light. And then you can dig in and get a bit of crispy drive out of it. I think that's what they call edge of breakup. So anyways, let's hit it with a boost. I'm on the 12 volt setting, the flat EQ setting, both knobs at noon. Here it is. Let's see what it sounds like on the other amps. Here is the Vox AC30. And here is the Marshal. Oh, I should compare it with this off. Now to the Marshal. We'll get into those in the future here. Let's just explore the range of the boost into the Fender setting now. Here's the neck pickup. I'm really impressed with how it does in the chuggy chuggies. That's really where the HX Stomp fell apart yesterday, with the low end from the boost hitting the drive and just freaking it out. This doesn't sound freaked out to me. If there's any little bit of flub, it's similar to the kind of flub you would get from a speaker with a mic on it. To me, it doesn't sound really flubby at all, though. It sounds really nice. Let's check out the different EQ settings. Flat has a full like bass EQ to it. Normal pulls the bass back a little bit. And then treble is a treble boost, of course. let's go through the cabs real quick. That's a Blues Junior cab. Here is the Vibrolux 2x10. Man, I just love that Vibrolux. It's creamy. All right, back to the Deluxe Reverb. Let's check out the compression now. Without it, with it. Sustained for days. That's too much compression. Obviously not as much output as the Teisco Boost. But I think the compressor does something very pleasant when you hit that drive section with it really hard. Let's check out the sound of that Sacred Cow now. That sounds very nice, kind of that warm preamp sort of light drive push from a KLONE style thing here, pushing against the drive of the Iridium. I think sounds very nice. You can see how KLONE style pedals have a reputation of being an always-on sort of deal, or like a preamp boosty sort of push. All right, let's get to the other amps now. I know I gave a little taste of that. Here is the Vox with nothing on it. Let's hit it with the Teisco. Turn down those knobs a bit. See, I'm starting to get some flub on that setting. But it sounds like amp flub. It sounds like a speaker's flubbing out. Let's check out the normal setting on the boost. Yeah, pulling out some of the lows with the normal setting helped that flub quite a bit. Treble boost. out some of the different cabs. All right, now the compressor. I think that sounds very nice. Some of the different cabs. And then here is the sacred cow. I think it likes that pedal. All right, run through the cabs again. Okay, now the Marshal setting, the setting I'm least familiar with, really. It's already got quite a bit of drive there, but I think we'll leave the drive right about noon anyways. Let's see what the Teisco does. A little bit of woofiness there. Gets taken care of by the normal setting. Here's the treble setting. Let's dime the drive. That's fun. Okay, compressor now. The compressor doesn't, hugely change it, but it definitely gets you more sustain and more, driven sustain as your note decays. Okay, let's roll that back and try the Sacred Cow now. I'm going to say right off the bat that I think the Sacred Cow is the winner with the Marshal setting. Something about that just makes it come alive in a really natural way. I think once you get into the high gain stuff on the Marshal side, the effect of, external pedals is a little bit, there's some diminishing returns happening. I think if anything though, this little experiment has just shown just how much you can treat the Iridium like it's an amp in your signal chain, like it's a cab, like it's being mic'd in your signal chain. It sounds like an amp in an isolation box to me. I keep saying that, but that's just what it sounds like. I thought the Marshal setting took the KLONE very well. I really like the boost into the Fender setting, and I think it's kind of a draw for the Vox setting. But man, that's fun, right? Is there any part of this that isn't fun? I've got more ideas to throw at the Iridium. I want to try a fuzz off with it. I might record that tomorrow or later today if I feel like it. But I think boosting it is a smart thing to do. And it's not something I was doing on my board before with other amp modelers. But I feel like it's a totally valid thing to do with the Iridium. I know I'm repeating myself here, but you know, I'm experiencing this in real time right now. I mean, you guys are watching a video, but I'm here living it right now. So anyways, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, dislike, leave me a rude, nasty comment, support us on Patreon, blah, blah, blah. Buy a shirt. I'm wearing one of those shirts right now. The Deluxe Remember guy. This was an ad we covered on the podcast years ago, and I turned it into a shirt. All right, stay grounded, everyone. See you later.